Welcome to the Instagram stories for Tuesday, December 17th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Today on the show, the head of Instagram is going to talk about the new Reels Trials feature, which I've been using and I really like, and he's going to explain how you can use it strategically with your own content. Additionally, Renee Ritchie, who's the YouTube liaison on the creator team, is going to stop by to talk about how you should think about 4K for YouTube video, especially if you want it to appear on people's televisions. All that and more, stay tuned.
Find your sense of place this spring with Pura. Each scent is inspired by memory and destination. From lavender fields in bloom to coastal mornings under soft sunlight. Designed to transport, the collection brings fresh, seasonal fragrance into your home, so every room feels like somewhere you'd rather be. Shop now at Pura.com. That's Pura.com. Isn't it time to find your sense of place this spring? Try Pura and bring fresh, seasonal fragrance into your home to find your sense of place this spring.
Welcome back. Let's get into the first question, which has to do with the Reels trial. If you're not familiar with this new feature, how it works is that when you go to post a reel, you have the option to turn on Reels trial, which will show the reel to people who don't follow you first. It will show it to people who don't follow you for up to 24 hours, at which point you have the opportunity to turn the Reels sharing to everyone, meaning people who follow you can also see it. The first question, will the trial work for testing only, or can it help with exposure?
Reels trials are a way to post a reel and have it just go to some people who don't follow you yet. You can see how it does over the course of 12 or 24 hours. And then you can decide if you want to post it to all your followers and have it be on your profile. It really is a way primarily to test something. It's not designed to give you a ton of unconnected reach before you decide to really share. That is an interesting idea though. We'll take it back to the team. But it's for those who are a little bit hesitant to try to push something out to everyone and want to get a sense for how it's doing before they commit, and then they can either commit or they can just leave it be as just a test.
It's interesting because the way he describes it as not being designed to give you a ton of unconnected reach is exactly how I am using it and plan to continue to use that feature. If I post a reel and it goes to people who follow me, it might be friends of mine who likely enjoy the content that I make that has to do with my personal life, but may not like the social media content that I make very much. Therefore, Instagram will say, not many of Daniel's followers are interested in this piece of content, and then it will stop sharing it more broadly. Using this Reel trial gives me an opportunity to post a piece of content that's about social media and have it go to potentially people who don't follow me, but who are interested in that content. And that is something I absolutely want. If you have been experimenting with this feature, I would love to hear your feedback. Send me a DM at Daniel Hill Media. The next question is probably the best answer I've heard Adam Mosseri give in a very long time on this Ask Me Anything. The question, why doesn't Instagram show my posts to my followers reliably? His answer is very good. And then at the end of his answer, I will explain what you can potentially do to combat this problem.
It is in our interest to connect as many people as possible who are interested in your content with your content. Because if we do, they'll use Instagram more, you'll be happier, they'll be happier, and we'll be happier. But one of the things that I think people misunderstand is what's actually possible. So let's say you have 1,000 followers. It could be that 300 of them don't even use Instagram anymore if you've been on Instagram for, let's say, 10 years. So you're already down to 700. Of those 700, maybe 350 don't use Instagram that day. And if it's been more than a day, they're unlikely to see your content. So now you're down to just 350 left. Of those 350, maybe only 200 actually really scroll deeply in their feed. And the other 150 are just using DMs that day or stories or something else. So now you're down to 200. And of those 200, maybe half are really interested in your content and see your content, and the other half are less interested and they don't scroll enough, or they have too much other content to see to get to your content. So it can quickly go from 1,000 to 100.
Adam gave a very cohesive, well-structured answer. I may not like the fact that what he said is accurate and true, but that is the nature of how people use social media apps today. Having said that, if 1,000 people did choose to follow you and don't see your content, that's a frustrating experience for you and for them. There are some things you can do to combat that. First, people who follow you can turn post notifications on for your content. They can turn that on for stories, posts, and when you go live. Additionally, you can share your posts to your stories. So if somebody didn't consume any reels that day, but they did consume stories, they would have a good chance of seeing your content. Additionally, Instagram prompts you when you upload a new post to send it directly to followers via DMs. That's another option that you can do for people who might not watch any stories that day, but did spend time in their DMs. And of course, you can always share your content to your broadcast channel, where the people who are most excited to follow you and see your content will definitely see it. Okay, let's go on to the next question, which has to do with the performance of a specific person's reels. The question: my reels perform 25% as well as my carousels. I've tried over the years, but no luck. Is it content? Interestingly, Adam Mosseri gives a specific answer for this specific creator, so he must know who this person is.
This question comes from a curator, and a lot of his reels are actually just a series of video clips of different pieces of work and things that are going on at galleries and shows, which is cool content for video. But honestly, I think it does better in carousels because it's better served in carousels. If you want to show a body of work, a bunch of art from an artist or from a series of artists, having a carousel where you can look at each one, you can control where you're looking, you can control how long you're looking at each one, is probably a better consumption experience than a video. Reels are great for lots of things, for behind the scenes of what it's like to warm up before a soccer game, or go out on stage if you're a musician. But if you're trying to look at art, being able to control what you're looking at and how long you're looking at it for is probably a better experience, which is probably why your carousels do better than your reels.
Okay, and the last question we're going to talk about from Adam Mosseri: when will we have the ability to personalize our profiles, cover photos, color schemes, etc.? Interestingly, Adam Mosseri has a specific idea of what he wants to improve about the profile, and that's not it.
I don't know about that kind of background cover photo primary color personalization, but the version of personalization I'd really like to bring to profiles is the ability to better manage your grid. So be able to rearrange it however you see fit, keep things pinned, remove it, make that all more easy. We have some of those features already, but I really think it could use a revamp.
The ability to improve your profile grid would be very helpful. You can't always pin things to the top, but I am sure there are a number of ways that Instagram could make the profile page better, including getting rid of story highlights, which I continue to not be a fan of. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, Renee Ritchie, who is the YouTube liaison, is going to stop by to explain how to go to 4K for YouTube on your television and 3 specific ways you can optimize your YouTube videos for TV. Stick around.
Find your sense of place this spring with Pura. Each scent is inspired by memory and destination. From lavender fields in bloom to coastal mornings under soft sunlight. Designed to transport, the collection brings fresh, seasonal fragrance into your home, so every room feels like somewhere you'd rather be. Shop now at Pura.com. That's Pura.com. Isn't it time to find your sense of place this spring? Try Pura and bring fresh, seasonal fragrance into your home to find your sense of place this spring.
Welcome back. The YouTube liaison, Renee Ritchie, recently made 2 specific videos where he talked about YouTube and television and 4K. Let's get into it. The first one, 3 big ways to optimize for YouTube on TV. Here's the clip.
Pop quiz creators, how much of your audience is on TV? Go to YouTube Analytics Advanced Device Type to find out. But don't just look at the views, look at the watch time. And if you want to make the most out of YouTube on TV, here are some of the things you can try. 1. Be sharp. Not everyone cares about extra crispy 4K video and 720p thumbnails, but those that do, really do. And pretty much every phone and camera shoots in 4K these days anyway, and all those extra pixels really do look extra good on the big screen. 2. Be bingeable. If your audience is already watching on TV, give them more to watch. Don't artificially pad out your videos, that'll just get you skips, but lean into longer, more compelling stories and series of related videos that not only get people watching, but keep them watching. 3. Be browsable. Channel pages on TV are especially epic, so make sure your home tab features sections that put your freshest and most popular videos and playlists right up top.
I found this video to be very interesting because although I spend a lot of time making content and I spend time consuming content on my television, especially YouTube content, I don't like to watch on my phone. I prefer to watch on TV. I think this is a really good thing to start thinking about in 2025 as more and more people spend time watching YouTube on their TV for that lean back experience. The other clip that Renee Ritchie made has to do with going to 4K for YouTube on your television. Here's the clip.
You've heard all the buzz about TV being YouTube's fastest growing screen. You've looked at your YouTube analytics and seen not just how many views, but how much watch time you're pulling from TV. And you've noticed other creators uploading in 4K and wondered how you can make your videos just as sharp and crispy for the big screen. If you want to go 4K, whether you're shooting on a phone, camera, or cinema rig, you've probably already got 4K capabilities built right in. And if you're worried about things like file size, just avoid RAW or 10-bit or anything fancy, at least at first. Likewise, whether you're editing yourself or you have an editor, all popular software and most modern computers should be more than capable of handling 4K. Just check and test before going into full-on production. And also, make sure you high-res your thumbnails as well. Go for 720p.
Okay, that's it for the audio clips. One more thing before I end the show. Recently, the Mass Transit Authority in New York City announced a final commemorative limited edition Metro card. The Metro card in New York City is being phased out, and although it's been part of my transportation journey for as long as I can remember, more people are tapping their phones and there's less need for a physical swipe card these days. Their last commemorative limited edition Metro card features Instagram logos, content creators, and more, and I grabbed one and I would like to give it away to a listener of the show. It is a Metro card. Like, it looks similar to the size of a credit card, and it's made from paper, and you swipe it through the machine when you want to take the subway. I will mail you one. I only have one to give away. Send me a DM at Daniel Hill Media and I will get it to you. As always, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the content that I am creating.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that, there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.
It's so weird. This app shows that my credit score's pretty good, but I couldn't get the car loan.
Are you using myfico.com?
No, it's some other company.
Oh, you should get a MyFICO account instead. FICO scores are the ones used by 90% of lenders, and other credit scores can vary up to 100 points.
That would have been helpful yesterday.
Get the scores lenders use. Get the right FICO credit score for your credit goal, including your FICO scores used for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. Visit myfico.com or download the MyFICO app to get started today.
The excitement of moving is real, but so is the complexity. After all, moving isn't about cutting corners. It's about doing things right. That's where United Van Lines, America's #1 mover, comes in. United specializes in full-service moves that take care of everything, professionally, precisely, and with no surprises. From expert packing and custom crating to furniture assembly, electronics installation, auto transport, debris removal, and secure short or long-term storage. Your belongings are protected with full value protection and high value inventories. Your move is guided by professional move coordinators who keep you in the loop, and your belongings are handled by experienced van operators and crews focused on care, not shortcuts. It's coast to coast strength, worldwide capability, precision, care for every move, every mile. Make your next move with United, America's #1 mover. Get a quote at UnitedVanLines.com.